There is a place, not here or there, but somewhere in between. There is a space in the thin air that really can't be seen. If you listen and observe, you may be surprised. Some may call it Camelot or even paradise. Some may say you cross a bridge, others through a door. But all I know about this place is that I call it Evermore. Evermore.
Good evening, sweet spirits. Welcome to the show. My name is Suzanne Sorrell, and I'm the host of the Evermore Paranormal Network. Tonight, we begin season 4 of the show. And as a result, I'm going to do a recap of the first 3 seasons. So let's get started. So, in season 1, we premiered on June 9th, 2017. And in season 1, we had 14 episodes. Normally it's 12 episodes, but we were new and we were in the training phase of having a new show. So the first 11 shows were done by Staff Productions, or the TV station here. And episodes 12, 13, and 14 was where we took it over ourselves and do our own show. Basically, the show is me in front of the camera. I'm the host, I'm the producer, and then my husband is behind the camera and the director. So we also have our team members come on here and there to help us out, either as crew, guests, co-host, etc. So our first ever episode in season 1 was called Haunted Objects. I brought a bunch of haunted objects in. I actually have a wide collection of haunted objects. And I really enjoy doing the haunted objects episodes. Then, our second episode, I had my husband come on, Jim Sorrell, who is the director for the show, who films the show, who does, you'll see at the end of every show, you'll see Jim Sorrell a whole bunch of times because he's doing all the technical stuff. And so I had him on because basically I don't have a show without him, and he is my most important guest, so why not be the first one? Then episode 3, it was called Early Experiences, but it's really Early Paranormal Experiences. That I talked about the things that are at the core of my being regarding the paranormal. I had a near-death experience at 8 years old. Then I had my first apparition sighting at 14, which continued for 30 years of my life. And then in my 20s, I started having death dreams. So that shapes who I am and what I believe in the paranormal. Next, episodes 4 and 5, I had our first guest come in from out of state, Kate Gamage from New Jersey. She's also our affiliate for New Jersey. She is a makeup artist, a psychic, author. She's had past lives, very interesting guest. We have her on many times. Then we had an episode with one of our team members, Mary Moore. She's no longer with the team, but we heard about her paranormal experiences. In episodes 7 and 8, we had Wendy Shugel come on. Wendy owns a haunted farm called Dream Meadows in Bealton, Virginia. She's called us in on many occasions, from the time she bought the farm to, and she always says that's a joke that she bought the farm, but she is still alive. And we've been in there a number of times, to include the first ever National Ghost Hunting Day and the world's largest ghost hunt, because I was an ambassador for that event. Then we had an episode called Haunted Dolls. I brought in a bunch of dolls that I own. I probably have, I really don't know, 500 to 1,000 dolls. But the odds are, when you have dolls, there's going to be a haunted one. And I actually seem to, maybe I'm drawn to them because I have a bunch of them, and I brought some into the studio to talk about what they do. Episode 10 was called Just Evil. It was about one doll that I will not give a name. Her name is Evil. That is what we call her, because she's actually was a threat to my life. And I was told by a psychic that she wanted to basically do me in. And where is she now? Well, the doll's worth about $1,000. I was told to get rid of the doll. I couldn't part with it because it's so expensive. So it's packed away in the garage. And ever since I put it in the garage, packed away, it's been fine. I haven't had any activity with her. I feel fine. Then episode 11 is called The Evermore Effect. The Evermore Effect is my artist name. I write and sing songs to the dead. And so there's a whole episode on that. I don't have time to get into what that is or why I do it, but if you watch the episode, you'll know all about it. Episode 12 is a popular episode. It's called Paranormal Equipment 101. It's probably the most viewed episode on YouTube. So in that episode, I brought in a bunch of equipment, my core equipment that I use investigating. And when I got done, I narrowed it down to the fact that you really don't need a lot of equipment. What you need, you can do everything with a cell phone and your own person, your own senses. You really don't need all that equipment, but it's nice, and I tell you how to use it. Then episode 13, Haunts from eBay. These were haunted objects that I have purchased from eBay. I bought them. They were being sold as a haunted object. And I talked to you about whether did they do anything? Did they, live up to the expectations? And you'll find out that some of them were fakes and others were really haunted. This episode is really hilarious. I wish the camera was still rolling because I brought in an urn that I bought on eBay that was sitting in an attic for 81 years. And long story short, I was afraid to open it when I got it from eBay. So it sat in my house for like 3 months before I would open it. And I opened it on camera here on TV. And I was really scared to open this thing because I had activity from the time I bought it before it ever arrived in my house. And so I opened this, and I know my husband's laughing while we're filming right now. He played a joke on me. When we were packing up at the end of that episode, I was in here alone, and there's a speaker that he can talk to me. Well, he pretended like he was a ghost, and he said, "Suzanne." Well, I was in the middle of packing up that urn that I was afraid of. I screamed, and I ran out of here as fast as I could, and I got to the control room, and he was laughing at me. So, see, even ghost hunters get scared. And then the last episode for that season, the 14th episode was called The Evolution of Evermore. Evermore Paranormal is my baby. I founded it in 2011, but how I got to that point, why did I found a paranormal business, and why I did it, what I've done in the last 7 years. And that's basically what that show was about. So that was the season 1 finale. It aired on December 22nd, 2017. So if you want to watch any of these episodes from season 1, you can go to the YouTube channel, our show channel at the Evermore Paranormal Network. And while you're there, you can subscribe, because if you subscribe, you won't have to be checking when I put up a new episode. You'll be notified. So we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back to talk about season 2.
My journey skating for the gold taught me a lot, but my journey with breast cancer has been one of my greatest teachers.
Every woman's breast cancer is unique. Be Wiser educates and empowers women to take control of their breast cancer treatment plan and help navigate their own path beyond 5 years.
Talk to your doctor about information and tests to personalize a treatment plan that fits your needs. I did. Be informed, be wiser, support survivors like us.
Welcome back. So now I'm going to talk about season 2. Season 2 premiered on January 12th, 2018, and there were 12 episodes. It's normal to have 12 episodes in a season. The first season had 14. That's because we were new and we just had a couple extra episodes. But anyway, our first and second episode in season 2, we had a couple of our team members on. We had Gabe and Kat, and they told about their background and their paranormal experiences, and we got to know them. Then in episode 3, we brought in a guest from Pennsylvania, Sabrina Beakley. She's founder of Ghost Under Investigation, and she's also an affiliate for our show for that state. In episode 4, we had Mike Stevenson come on. He's the paranormal man, and he comes from Maryland, and he's our Maryland affiliate. What we learned during these 2 episodes with Sabrina and Mike was that we were talking about ghosts, but it ended up that we ended up talking about aliens. Both of them have had alien experiences and alien abductions. One of them, at least, had multiple alien abductions. So that was interesting how we went from talking about ghosts to talking about aliens, because I am learning while filming this show and talking to people in the field that that maybe aliens and ghosts are somehow related. And we're still trying to figure that out. Then in episode 5, I had another team member come on, Sylvia, and she, again, we got her background and her experiences and what she believes about the paranormal. And the reason I had the team members come on is because I wanted you to know what their background was. Again, what their background was, what kind of experiences they've had, and basically where they're coming from, why they believe what they do, because that does shape how we investigate. Now, episode 6 was a fun episode. It was the Ouija board episode. I brought in my Ouija board collection, and I had one of our team members, Gabe, come on, and he held the boards up and assisted me a big time on that episode. It was really fun to talk about the boards. What I was trying to show you, a lot of people think that a Ouija board everybody thinks they all look the same, but a Ouija board is just one type of board. There are many types of spirit or talking boards. So then in episodes 7 and 8, I aired some interviews that we did at a paranormal convention called Paramericon. Paramericon is a convention that I founded actually in 2014. It focuses on women in the paranormal field. And so we did a second Paracon in 2017 in Gettysburg. And while I was running the convention, I had my husband administer a survey to a bunch of ladies and a couple guys, all asking them the same things about the paranormal field. Basically, who their mentors are, do they think women bring something different to the field, that kind of thing. And it was really interesting to hear their answers. So then we move on to episodes 9, 10, and 11 of season 2. We were at another convention. We were at Farnsworth Paracon, which was in Gettysburg at the Farnsworth House Inn. We ended up interviewing about 9 participants at that convention, and we talked to them about their books. We talked to them about their experiences at the Paracon. We also had a person that had a haunted objects exhibit, and of course I was interested because I love haunted objects. So we got a little tour of her exhibit, and I also shared with you my personal experiences at Farnsworth House Inn. And I have to say, that was the first place that I've ever stayed at, and I've been there a number of times, and I can almost guarantee that there will be paranormal activity there. You'll experience something. I go back as many times as I can. And episode 12 of season 2 was the holiday reunion party. We changed this up a bit. We went to the kitchen set, and we had basically a holiday party with food, and we had people come back that had been on the show, anybody that wanted to come on that had been on the previous shows, We ate food, we talked ghost stories around the holidays. We also had an ugly sweater contest, and it was just fun to bring everybody together and just laugh and see how we could connect the paranormal with the holiday season. So the season finale premiered on June 22nd, 2018. I know, June, but we thought it'd be kind of funny to have a holiday episode in June. So if you want to watch any of these episodes, you can also go, again, to our YouTube channel, the Evermore Paranormal Network. And while you're there, go ahead and subscribe to us because it's free. And that saves you the time of having to go onto YouTube and check to see, oh, did we put another episode up? That you will be notified. So we're going to take a quick break. And when we come back, I'm going to talk about season 3.
Losing weight's a lot harder than gaining it, but with every step, I lower my risk for type 2 diabetes and heart disease. And that makes every step very much worth the effort.
Learn how you can help stop diabetes. Visit checkupamerica.org or call 1-800-DIABETES.
So welcome back. Now we're talking about season 3. Season 3 premiered on July 8th, 2018, and we had 12 episodes. The first episode was a fun episode. It was called Spirit Clearing 101. And that is basically a do-it-yourself, how to get rid of ghosts and spirits from your home. I use the exact methods, procedures when I have activity in my home. I have 2 homes that actually do become paranormally active. They are, and I do these, the spirit clearings, and it usually calms it down for a while, but maybe a few months later I need to do it again. It just depends on how active your home is with paranormal activity. But there's simple, inexpensive ways to get the spirits or ghosts out of your house without calling in a team, without calling in the experts. So watch that episode. It's pretty fun. Now, the second episode was called Pets in the Paranormal. I have had 5 pets pass away over the years, and every one of them have visited me, and I told the stories about that. There were 4 dogs, 2 of my mom's and 2 of mine. When my mom passed away, I inherited the ashes of her 2 dogs. So at my house I have 4 urns with dogs, and as well as a cat at her house that's buried in a cemetery. And they have all visited me since they passed on. I actually brought the urns in that day. So it's an interesting show. And then the next 2 episodes, episode 3 and 4, we had a team come in. They're a couple, Akamu and Allie. They have a YouTube show called Legendary Earth. So if you'd like to find out more about them, go watch their episodes. So episodes 5, 6, 7, and 8 were Halloween specials. We planned on having 1 Halloween special, but we had so much fun the day we were filming. We did so many things that we basically ended up with 4 shows. We had about 10 guests come on. All of us were wearing costumes. One or 2 didn't, but most of us were wearing costumes. I was dressed as Annabelle, the doll from the movie Annabelle, and I also brought a doll. I made a doll, actually, that looked like me. So I was the doll, Annabelle, and I had a doll, mini-me. During those specials, we had a lot of fun. Everybody came on and told ghost stories. We also did a survey about Halloween, asking people various questions and to see the kind of things like, what kind of candy do you like? What kind of candy don't you like? We also had some demos. We had a bunch of psychics that day. So we had one person did a tarot card reading of another person live on camera. We also had a person that does aura readings. She read a couple people. We had a girl that makes creepy dolls, and she came on and talked about her dolls. And I'm trying to remember what else we did that day, but we had a fun time. So then, again, on episode 9, 10, and 11, we ended up doing a mini paranormal investigation here in the studio. We are paranormal investigators, and over the year that we've been here filming, we have experienced a lot of things here in the studio, from equipment, technical difficulties, to seeing things, hearing things, feeling things. And so not only me, but guests that have come on. A lot of my guests do have psychic abilities. So all added up together, we thought something's going on here in Studio A. And so the first episode, I talked about specifically the kind of things that we've experienced here. And then in episode 10, I talked about, well, I had Kat come on. Kat is one of my team members. And, well, she was a guinea pig that day. We did an interesting experiment here at the desk. We didn't want to go full force in the studio because we're not the only ones that film here. We wanted to minimize the what we were doing with the equipment and so on, because we didn't want to stir it up, in other words. We didn't want to stir up paranormal activity for other shows that come in here. So Kat and I did a really cool experiment. I blindfolded her, and she was hooked up to a ghost box, and she was telling me, I couldn't hear what the ghost box was saying. I was asking questions, and she was blindfolded and had headphones on and couldn't hear the questions I was asking. So this would eliminate any distractions, and she would answer me, and we got some really cool answers that coordinated with the questions. As a result, we had a results episode, and in that, we revealed some shocking findings. It was really interesting because we did have equipment going on at the time, but I had a voice recorder going on. I listened to that later, and we found out that actually we did have somebody talking to us in addition to what she was going through. So you'll have to watch that episode. So then on our 12th episode, we had our first guest lecture series. Yes, I lecture all the time. I do little mini lectures, little seminar kind of things. Like I said, Spirit Clearing 101, Paranormal Equipment 101, different things like that. So we wanted to have some of our affiliates come on. And so Mike Stevenson, the Paranormal Man, he's our affiliate from Maryland. He came on as our first ever guest lecture series. I'm not on camera at all. He is lecturing, and his lecture was on Paranormal Investigation 101. Very interesting lecture. Mike has so much experience in this field. He has a very interesting perspective as well. He has a website if you want to find out more about him and his cases and all the things that he does. You can go to theparanormalman.com. Everything he does is for free, so you can go. He's a great teacher and the perfect choice to be our guest lecturer, the first one ever. So that was the season finale that aired on December 22nd, 2018. So I've been talking to you tonight about the first 3 seasons of the show. All of these episodes have aired on TV on Channel 10. They air 3 times. After that, as the producer, I'm the host and producer of the show, I can then upload them to our YouTube channel. So if you want to watch any of these episodes that I've talked about tonight, go to YouTube and type in the Evermore Paranormal Network. They're separate words, the Evermore Paranormal Network, and all these episodes will come up and you can click on any of those and watch them. So while you're there, you should go ahead and subscribe. It's free to subscribe. And it really makes it easy because you won't have to go check and see if we have a new episode up. You will get notified, hey, another episode's up, and you can watch it or you can watch it later. You don't have to watch it when we notify you, but it really makes it easy and it's free. So tonight I have talked about our first 3 seasons here at FPA. and we have really enjoyed being here. That's a total of, 39 episodes. This is our 39th episode tonight. And, we thank you so much for watching our show, for watching the first 3 seasons. I hope we're going to be bringing more. For season 4, we've already filmed some episodes. There's an episode where I'm actually interviewed by one of my team members. Just like I interview everyone else, my team member interviewed me. We also had Mike Stevenson, the paranormal man, come back and talk about Bramblewood. And again, our episode tonight covering the first 3 seasons to give you an overview of what we've done. We have so much planned for the show. We're getting bigger and better with each season. We hope to improve with each season. And with that said, I hope you have enjoyed the show. I hope you've learned some things while watching the show. Hope we haven't scared you too much. I hope we've helped you a little bit. And so with that said, looking forward to season 4 with you. Thank you for watching the show, and until next time, peace out.
So in the end, what have I said?